My amplified unit. Good afternoon, good evening, I should say, man. Most of you guys are going to catch this on a Monday evening, right before Monday Night Raw, I'm guessing, or you're going to tune in after Monday Night Raw, and you're going to think, well, BC, this is a double upload day within just a few hours. Didn't you just put a live stream up for an hour and a half? Yes, we did just do a banger of a stream, an hour and a half. A phenomenal stream because we were under great restraints, man. Weather is coming in. We're also in a new location, so perhaps we don't have all the wiring where it should be. I don't know. We got to go back to the drawing board, but there was audio issues. There was lagging. There was a lot of issues in that stream, but we battled through it. The hundreds that were there live, the thousands that have already caught, is that a word, Sash? Well, caught that live stream. Man, did we battle through it, and you guys showed so much love, even though it was not the most pristine stream. I gave you guys all a BC, but not quite 100% because I always had to worry about the audio going out. So, unfortunately, there was a little bit of a reserved BC. I don't like that. BC should always be 100% for you guys because, damn it, you guys give me the same back. So, what I am doing, because I was not satisfied with that performance from the Amplified Man, I am giving you guys a bonus video. If you already saw the live stream, you could pretty much bypass this video. I'm going to go over everything that I went over in the live stream, but a condensed version, also with a little bit of a bonus, some extra news that we learned since the live stream. So we're going to talk about Bray Wyatt, but a little bonus conversation on the Bray Wyatt situation. Somebody that is kind of teasing rejoining Bray Wyatt, forming a little bit of a union back with Wyatt. We're also going to talk NXT and AEW in their battle tomorrow with a little bit of bonus information on top. And we're also going to talk Bayley and her odd booking with the Damage Control. And we're also going to add some bonus conversation onto that. Also, Jimmy Smith. We wrecked him in the live stream. We're going to do that and a little bit of bonus wrecking Jimmy Smith. So, if you already caught the live stream in its entirety, this is just going to recap everything in a more pristine way without any audio issues, without any lagging. And if you didn't catch the live stream, I hope you appreciate this. You don't have to catch the live stream. This is going to pretty much bundle up everything we said in a condensed version for you guys. So I'm trying to help out those that did catch the live stream, but it was broken up. If you do want to catch this is everything we talked about without any issues. And if you didn't catch the live stream, I'm doing you guys a huge solid, and I'm going to go over everything we talked about without issues because there was a lot of issues on that stream. So this is BC's way to say thank you to all of you guys, and huge, man, before I even, you know what, at the end of this stream, I'm going to give another shout out to everybody that threw BC a coffee in that live stream earlier, because there was banger bombs, man, Ashley Steggles, Dave Mealy, and just so many of you guys showing love and supporting the channel in a big next level way. So I want to make sure that all my super chatters from earlier, just in case your name was broken up or anything, I'm going to make sure you guys get another shout out at the end of this vid because that's how much I appreciate you guys going above and beyond. So, if you did not catch the live stream, you were working at school, doing errands, you came back, you saw BC had a stream, or maybe you caught the first 5-10 minutes, but you said, you know what, it's too broken up. BC, I can't hear you too good, man. I can't watch this in its entirety. Well, we started off talking about Bray Wyatt. You see, I've been away on business and a little bit of R&R as well the last 9 to 10 days. So I didn't catch Bray Wyatt's promo from Friday Night SmackDown until just about an hour before we went live earlier. And it gave me the same fucking goosebumps that you guys told me it gave you Friday night. That's Bray Wyatt doing what Bray Wyatt does best. He is the top tier motherfucker that BC said he was. Just because you do not like him doesn't make him bad, doesn't make him horrible for business. It doesn't mean magic and voodoo and here comes Bray Wyatt exposing the business. No, you see, those are lies. Exposing the business is your little 5-star classics that put out 6 Canadian destroyers on the somebody, 7 pedigrees, 5 Wardlow bombs, 4 Batista bombs, a sharpshooter for a half an hour, and you guys know how I'm going to end this, my tried and trues. 2 fucking DDTs like the cherry on top, and after all those devastating moves, the son of a bitch no-sells it and kicks out at 2.5. Yeah, that exposes the business way more than any voodoo or magic, because I assure you, the voodoo, the magic, the larger-than-life characters, the bonkers storylines, and the crazy characters have always been a part of professional wrestling. In fact, it's what drew us to pro wrestling. It's what made people like BC and so many of you love professional wrestling. The Ultimate Warrior getting the voodoo done to him by Papa Shango. We all never forgot that, did we? We've seen that several times, haven't we? The Undertaker shooting lightning bolts out of his fucking hand. Yeah, those fucking moments and those characters, they live on. They stand the test of time. Not too often are you going to go back and watch a Ali match, right? You're going to say, oh, we like Ali. You're going to say, oh, I like Ali's matches, but you're never really going to go back and watch the same Ali match 3 or 4 fucking times. Very rarely are you going to watch a Kenny Omega match 3 or 4 fucking times, or Will Ospreay, or Pac. How many times are you really going to watch a Pac match 3 or 4 fucking times because it gave you 5-star goosebumps? You're probably not going to do that. The dudes I fucking love tremendously, like Johnny Gargano. And we know the battles, the wars, the awesome matches that he's had. But very rarely are you going to watch them back 3 or 4 fucking times. But you take a dude like Ultimate Warrior or Hulk Hogan, who can't really wrestle that good, right? They don't give you 5-star classic on Melty Boy's bullshit ranking system. But damn, I'll be damned if I haven't went back and watched nearly almost, that's right. That's a combo word for you. Every single Ultimate Warrior match or Hulk Hogan match at least 10 fucking times. I bet you I have. Whether it was Warrior and Rick Rude, Warrior and Randy Savage, Warrior and Hogan, Warrior and the Honky Tonk Man, it didn't fucking matter. Warrior and Jake Roberts, Warrior and Undertaker. Whether it was a negative 5-star classic, a D classic, negative 5 stars on Meltzer's bullshit ranking system. BC absolutely watched it back 10 fucking times. I wasn't giving a fuck about the armbar. I didn't give a fuck if Warrior did a moonsault. I didn't give a fuck if the Ultimate Warrior did a suicide dive or a 650 plancho on top of a 450 inadvertent shooting star. What the fuck was that maneuver? I don't care. I didn't need the gymnastics. I saw a larger than life fucking character, sometimes 2, like Warrior versus Undertaker, and they were involved in a really good storyline. A really good storyline, like Ultimate Warrior being stuck in a casket full of snakes while Jake Roberts and The Undertaker stare over the casket. I gotta watch them battle now. Yeah, those are the things, man. Sergeant Slaughter versus Hulk Hogan. On paper, that's not going to give you 5 stars. And when it was all said and done, it probably didn't give you 5 stars on the wrestling work rate meter. But it did give you 105 stars on the Goosebumps meter. Hulk Hogan, Sergeant Slaughter, WrestleMania 7. There's a war going on in real life. Sergeant Slaughter is defacing the country, and Hogan is the American hero that needs to save it all. Damn the storylines. Damn the larger-than-life characters. And that, my friends, is what makes somebody like BC go back and watch it again and again and again and again. I don't give a fuck how many gymnastic maneuvers you did in a match. I care about the story that was told with the characters that should be larger than life, that are selling the story, selling the moves, using in-ring psychology to captivate our attention, to interest us at the most peak of levels. No, you don't get that anymore, but with somebody like MJF in AEW and with somebody like Bray Wyatt in WWE, we get it again. And I'll be damned if little dumb motherfuckers run around going, he's exposing the business. He's not exposing any fucking business no more than the fucking Warrior with voodoo coming down his fucking black mist coming down his forehead or shooting lightning bolts from your hand like The Undertaker coming up from a gravesite. He's not exposing the business. No, we've always had characters that did out of this world, supernatural shit, whether it's 2022, 1982, or 2072, 3002, 3042. Wrestling, the basis, the fundamentals, the foundation that it was bundled upon and around. Pro wrestling at its peak core should be about larger than life characters in stories that captivate us. It's no coincidence that Bray Wyatt once again is the buzz in pro wrestling even after his debut last Saturday night at Extreme Rules. No, here he is on Friday, and the world is still buzzing about Bray Wyatt. Now it's about a fucking promo. Just him and his words is now captivating the world, not just his return. And I told you guys time and time again, I said it again on the live stream. You go back to WrestleMania just a couple years ago, him versus Randy Orton. The loudest pop of WrestleMania was him and Alexa Bliss staring at each other while they were about to beat Randy Orton, which should have happened, but it did not. That's Bray Wyatt. How many times do you have to hear that type of deafening response? How many times do you have to hear that type of a pop? How many times do you have to see the buzz circulating the wrestling world before you finally see that Bray Wyatt is not just a top star, but he's got the pro wrestling world in his hands. He's got the whole wrestling world in his hands. How many times do you have to hear that response? How many times do you got to see Bray Wyatt's merchandise as number one? How many times do you got to see Bray Wyatt's segments rated as number one? How many times do you got to see him as trending number one worldwide? How many metrics does he have to clinch off at 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 before you finally say, hey, maybe I just don't like him, but maybe that's just me. Maybe the fucking world is captivated by this guy because he's just fucking captivating. Maybe he checks off every fucking box to be a professional wrestler. And in the ring, he's damn good too, by the way. If you think this is me saying, oh, he checks off every box, but he just because he doesn't wrestle good. No, he wrestles mighty fine. He doesn't have to do the gymnastics. Just like MJF said, I don't have to do all these moves to put my life and career on the line to get a reaction. I got the whole world buzzing, and I don't even got to do a fucking quarter, an ounce of what they all do to put their lives on the line every match. I love what MJF said. Those words stay true to people like MJF, to people like Warrior, to people like Hogan, to people like Bray Wyatt, to people like The Undertaker. And we all know The Undertaker could back it up in the ring as well, but he didn't need to. The character alone, he could go out his whole fucking career and do 7 moves, and you'd still be in awe every time he comes down that curtain and down that aisle. Bray Wyatt in those words, man. And then at the very end, his other character, that demonic character, it's almost like he's got the good Bray on the right shoulder, right? Wyndham Rotunda is trying to speak from his heart. And then on the left shoulder, you got the evil part of Bray, and he wants Bray back, and he says, you have no idea who you're dealing with, but you're about to. And I love it, man. Goes black, Wyndham 6, that logo comes up, and we end SmackDown. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, even after his debut or re-debut, his return to WWE, we are still talking about where this is all going for Bray. That's captivation. For weeks, he's been making the wrestling world buzz with this whole QR code shit. And it made things fun for people. People started looking for it on Monday Night Raw and then trying to decode it. And then when it was Wyatt, you listen to that pop, and now you listen to his words, and now you don't know what the fuck's going on. But once again, Bray Wyatt's got everybody and everything in his hands. It's what he does. The guy is simply incredible. I don't have to sell you on that. If you don't like it, that's fine. Is this a Bray Wyatt channel, pro Wyatt channel? No doubt. This will always be a pro Bray Wyatt channel because he's a mastermind in the ring. He is a creative genius. And you're damn right BC's going to treat him as such. There's no fucking way. There's no way that I will ever degrade somebody who puts that much passion and amplification into what he does and gives us something to love. Gives us something to talk about. Gives us something to be excited about. Damn it! Thank you, Bray. I'll say it. So for everybody that says, oh, well, he doesn't put together great matches, man. You can't put together a list of his greatest matches, man. No, I can put a whole fucking list together of his entire career, which in a nutshell has from beginning to end thus far, aside from the Husky Harris shit, beginning to end has been absolutely phenomenal. I can tell you more than 45 epic promos / storylines that Bray has been in. That's more than you can do with your favorite wrestler naming 45 of their greatest matches. Yeah, that's when you know somebody is special. I don't have to get 5-star classics because they no-sold their way through 20 minutes of gymnastics in order to say that's a banger match. Because you ain't going to go back and watch it, bro. But you're going to remember all of the shit that Bray's been doing. You're going to remember every fucking thing. Whether you claim it was good or not, whether you like the fucking Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman shit, whether you like Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns was really good, Bray Wyatt and John Cena was actually really good. I can name you good matches too if you want to talk wrestling. Pro wrestling is more than just the moves, bro. It's choreographed. It's scripted. It's predetermined. I hope you guys understand that. Now, that's not going the Jimmy Smith route, right, by the way. Jimmy Smith gets Das Boot, and then he starts talking shit about pro wrestling. We went over this on the live stream, and if you didn't catch it, you don't have to because there was issues over there. So I'm going to put this in a nutshell as well, that conversation. Jimmy Smith sucks at his job. He always did. I said that from day one. You listen to Monday Night Raw, and there's Jimmy Smith. Welcome, everybody, to Monday Night Raw. I'm Jim Smith, and this is Byron, and this is Corey, and it's going to be a good night. That's it. Where's the energy? Where's the passion? Where's the amplification? Nobody fucking knows. It's not in Jimmy Smith. The guy sucked at his job. I was counting the days before this guy got Das Boot. And when he finally is gone, it's the same fucking guy I knew he was. He's exactly who we thought he was. The spineless little scumbag that now is going back and calling pro wrestling fake, right? In his exact words, he played a commentator on TV, a character pretending to commentate fake fights. Now, as much as I'll use the words predetermined, scripted, it is heavily rehearsed at times, right? I'll use those words because that's what pro wrestling is, no question. I love the word, I really do. I'll give Vince some credit on this. Can't believe I'm saying this. I love the word sports entertainment because that really does describe pro wrestling. At the heart of it, there's nothing like pro wrestling, so you really can't call it fake because it's one of a kind. It's its own thing, right? If it was a knockoff of something, okay, maybe. But it's its own thing. It never tried to sell you that it was real fighting. They tried to sell you that there was real beef, right? That's why I love old school kayfabe. Ric Flair was brawling with, whether it was his brother like Arn Anderson or somebody like Flying Brian Pillman. Maybe it was a Steve Austin, a William Regal. It could be a fucking Macho Man Randy Savage. It doesn't matter who. I'm just throwing names out there. It doesn't matter who Ric Flair was beefing with. Sting, Van Vader, Mick Foley. It wouldn't matter. He was riding in a different car. He was most likely staying at a different hotel. He would try to stay in a different city. They tried to make it seem all real, right? They didn't give a fuck if you believed that the fight in the ring was real. They wanted you to believe that the beef was real. That was going to sell the tickets to the next show and the next show and beyond. But this douche comes from UFC or MMA, and he thinks he's better than everybody else. So when he's gone, when he got that fucking WWE money, he turns around and he shits on the product. Oh, I was playing a character. I was commentating fake fighting because it's a fake world, right? I got no room for that. He's exactly who I knew and most of you knew he was. A spineless little scumbag, a douche. A bag of douche is what we call it in Italian. Or at least in my family, we call that a bag of douche. It's exactly what Jimmy Smith is. Hope to see you never. So long, farewell, hope to see you never, you dumb fuck. Hit the bricks, Jim Smith, and don't you ever come back. You're not needed, you're sure as hell not wanted. And it's a great day in pro wrestling now that he's out. Somebody call up Mauro fucking Ranallo, will you? Brings up an interesting dynamic. They split up Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, which I can't stand because they work so well together. Byron Saxton plays the greatest nerd, and Corey Graves makes sure that every second of the day, Byron Saxton knows he's the biggest nerd. And they just work so well together. I love that shit. You have a good medium person like a Michael Cole, and it just works. But they split it up now. Kevin Patrick is going to do the duties with Corey Graves on the red brand, and over on the blue brand, you're going to get Wade Barrett in place of Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. Now, the real question is that when McAfee comes back after the whole football season, do you have a three-man booth with Wade Barrett and Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, or does McAfee just boot Wade Barrett? I like Wade Barrett, to be honest. I think he could be something special. He was in NXT, and I think he could be something special on the blue brand. Now, I asked this question on the live stream when there was decent audio, and a lot of you guys said you'd like a three-man booth. Remains to be seen. Also on the live stream, which I'm going to clean up for you in this video, we talked NXT and AEW tomorrow night. They are going to go head-to-head, guys. It's official. It's beneficial. And now things are just heating up. Triple H is trying to put his best product out there. It's going to be Raquel Rodriguez versus Cora Jade. You're also going to have Roxanne Perez, Roxy, for those old-school ROHers. Roxanne Perez will be taking on Jade's Choice, Cora Jade's Choice, which will also be a WWE main roster opponent, we're hearing. She's actually showing up to Raw to pick her, I believe. Also, Sonya Deville from the main roster will be taking on Alba Fire. And Stax will be taking on a WWE main roster star picked by Tony D'Angelo. So Triple H's philosophy, the way that Triple H is going here, is he's going to have all the main roster people, a lot. It's going to be main roster heavy tomorrow night for NXT. And that's his plan to combat Tony Khan's AEW Dynamite tomorrow night. So Triple H, it shows you he does not have a lot of confidence in NXT. And that's sad. But that tells you. He calls it developmental. He calls it the college. What college football is to the NFL, that's what NXT is what Triple H says. But if that's the case, where do you see NFL stars go back to college and play college ball? You don't see that, right? It's clear that he's kind of talking out of his own ass. You know you want it to be a third brand, but because you got your ass whooped by Tony Khan, you want to downplay NXT. But when it counts the most and you got to battle him again, here comes the main roster people. This is making Triple H look a little contradictory. On the flip side, Tony Khan is going to be putting together a heavy card. Mox versus Hangman for the world title. ROH world title, Jericho versus Castle. AEW interim women's championship match. I can fucking speak. Can I try that again? Cut, blooper. AEW interim women's title. There you go. Storm champion versus former champ Shida. Trios championships on the line. Death Triangle versus Cassidy and Best Friends. MJF will be live, and Renee Paquette, who is a great signing for AEW. I said this on the live stream if anybody could hear me. Renee Paquette is one of those people that if you put her in a situation where she's doing a sit-down interview between two dudes either feuding or that just got together, something that you're interested in, and Renee Paquette is doing like an ESPN sit-down interview. It's her and it's Aaron Rodgers across from her. Or it's fucking Aaron Andrews and Aaron Rodgers. Maybe Aaron Andrews is talking to Michael Jordan, or maybe it's a LeBron. And it's a big story. And Aaron Andrews has to get it, right? More, what is she? Fox Sports. Right? Renee Paquette can be that for wrestling. And she's going to be sitting down with Bryan Danielson in Utah. And I hope they do this in a real intimate way, right? A real personable way. And Renee Paquette, I always said she's somebody who could shine on ESPN, any show. Man, pro wrestling, AEW is so fortunate to have her. And WWE is so stupid to lose her. And I think she felt slighted. Triple H has always been high on Kathy Kelly. So Triple H brought back Kathy Kelly because he's so high on her. And I think Renee Paquette was like, what the fuck about me, man? You offered her, from what I'm hearing, a pretty good sum of money and a good year contract, multi-year. What am I, chop fucking liver? So Renee Paquette saw her husband, John Moxley, just sign a new 5-year deal with Tony Khan's AEW. And Renee's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm back in the game. Good for her. I said I was going to give you a bonus, by the way, on the Bray Wyatt conversation because I just wrapped up everything I did in the live stream because there were so many issues. This is a bonus video just wrapping all that up, but I also wanted to give bonus content to make it worthwhile for those that caught the live stream. Well, here's your bonus content. Not too many hours ago, Alexa Bliss posted something up on social, a throwback photo. Her in her darker gear, that black eyeshadow, the old school Alexa Bliss, Twisted Bliss with Bray Wyatt. That exact fucking look. A lot of people chalking it up to just Halloween in the near future, but a lot of people saying, hey, just yet another tease for possibly reuniting with Bray Wyatt. I really hope that's true. We could be making a little something out of nothing, or this is Alexa Bliss knowing exactly what she's doing. She's made many teases about reforming with Bray Wyatt. I think it has to happen in the future. They worked so well together. The merchandise was flying off the shelves like New Day pancakes. And the ratings were just top notch when they were together. And again, all you got to do, I say this a million times, go back to the WrestleMania. Orton versus Wyatt. Listen to the crowd that whole match. Listen to the crowd when Alexa Bliss is on that Jack of the Box. Listen to the crowd when she's looking at Bray and Bray's looking at her. The Fiend. Electric. So you may not like it. Some of you guys may not like it. Obviously, no, man, no. But guess what? Tough shit. It works. It just fucking works, man. And BC loved it. And so many people loved it. So I can't have you ruin that for us. So check you guys on that, man. You may not like it. To each their own. BC fucking loved it. And it's clear by the numbers, the metrics, that Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt was just a winning combination. And the way that it all ended just leaves a lot more to be desired. But Alexa Bliss continues to tease that shit. Awesome. Moving on. Damage control. And I told you guys I have a little bit of bonus. Right? We talked about this on the live stream. For whatever you guys were able to make out on that live stream. And now I got a little bit of bonus on that too. And that's Bayley and the way she's been booked in Damage Control. BC has been very critical of this. I love all three ladies. You guys know. Io Shirai, my second favorite women's wrestler on the planet, right underneath Sasha Banks. Dakota Kai, I am so high on because she's kick-ass and badass. And Bayley, ever since she turned heel, is putting on the best work of her career. However, and at SummerSlam, when they united, I was marking out just like you guys, man, probably more, because I just thought of all three women in a faction that could be like NWO-esque, but for the ladies. Not going to the measures of NWO, not being a knockoff per se, but just dominating. And it's going to have to really take a face, right? This is how you really create a face, right? Somebody is going to be built alongside those heels, and they're going to come out this baby face of epic proportions. We're going to find out who's got it or who doesn't. Is it going to be an Asuka finally? Is it going to be Alexa under a different persona? Is it going to be Bianca Belair finally coming out of that shell and the crowd really being behind her because there's reasons, right? I mean, I can give you a million, but there's still a lot of people that just don't back Bianca because of booking. I mean, she's won way more than she loses, but Bianca still doesn't have that type of response. Why? Why is it, BC? Well, I'm telling you, man, booking can ruin people. It doesn't ruin Bianca. And she's been in tough spots. You remember when she lost in 26 seconds 2 SummerSlams ago to Becky Lynch, but it didn't ruin her. People said she was buried. I said bullshit. And she came back, and she's had a pretty good title reign. Decent. I don't know if I can say good. I mean, the last couple months she's been in the 6-woman tag shit with Damage Control. But my point in all of this is, if you booked Damage Control correctly, everybody was going to win. Io, Dakota, and Bayley, obviously, but also the face or faces that are going to emerge through the turmoil that they were put through. Everything was botched ever since SummerSlam. They got together, and that was their high point. Everything ever since has just been botched. Even Io and Dakota getting the tag titles was botched. And for some reason, Aaliyah and Raquel get them. And then 2 weeks later, they end up getting the titles from them. What the fuck was the reason then if they were going to get it anyway? It was botched. Bayley's booking has been absolutely pathetically botched. You guys want numbers? I gave this on the live stream. I don't know how much was able to get out to you guys because of the audio issues. But Bayley, since her return at SummerSlam, is 6 wins out of 16 matches. To do the math for you guys, that is a 37 winning percentage, 37%. since she returned, Bayley, who is currently in a women's title picture somehow, and we say somehow, obviously she's deserving of her work and how good she is, but if you look at her booking, she should be nowhere near a title, you would say, right? That's what I mean about believable booking and booking that hurts a motherfucker more than it helps them. Bayley has won 6 matches out of 16, and you say, well, BC, she's the heel, she's going to lose more. It shouldn't be at a 37%, bro, when you just hooked up with Io and Dakota to form a super group, and you're the leader. And your winning percentage is 37%, and people are supposed to take you seriously. She got fruit roll-upped Monday night by Candice LeRae. Rolled up, guys. Now, Conan, a lot of you guys brought this up in the stream, so I will comment on it. This is the bonus chat I'm going to give you guys. For those that tuned into the live stream and you're catching this to hear this all again, regurgitated from BC, here's the bonus content that I'm going to give you. I'm going to talk about the Conan shit. Conan made a bold claim that Bayley was being basically hindered, being damaged by Io and Dakota, being linked up with them. I actually disagree with Conan. This group could and should have worked from the beginning. The booking has failed them. Bayley has not been hindered by Io and Dakota. They're too fucking good. They're only going to help you. And vice versa with Bayley. What has hindered Bayley has been the fucking booking. The booking of Damage Control as a unit and the booking of Bayley singly. So I absolutely disagree with Conan. The group is not hindering Bayley. Io and Dakota is not wrecking it or ruining it or damaging Bayley. What is damaging Bayley and the entire unit is bad booking. Booking botches is what BC calls them. And they've been too many, and they've each been unacceptable in their own form. Unacceptable. Best word I can use. Because this group just formed end of July, literally the last day in July, I believe. So basically you can say early August. Well, it's only October. It's only been 3 fucking months. Not even. We're only in the middle of fucking October. 2.5 months. And she's already 6-16. I disagree with Conan. I really do. It's the booking. If the booking gets behind them, this group could be an awesome faction because it has 3 of the best women's wrestlers we have ever seen. That's right. That's a bold BC comment, and I stand behind it. I hope to see a lot more and better from Bayley because this Damage Control, I said this on the live stream, the only damage that needs to be controlled is actually Damage Control. How ironic. Couple other bonus topics I want to give you guys, man, for those especially that caught the live stream and this, and you're hearing this all again. The Big Show recently had an interview, and he talked about when he first found out that he was going to be the Big Show, and Vince didn't know what to call him. He just knew that he didn't like his name, Paul White. Especially Paul. He didn't like the name Paul. How ironic is it that his son-in-law would end up becoming Paul Levesque? But he just didn't like Paul White. So Big Show was like, oh boy, he's going to come up with something. I don't know how. I don't know when, but he's going to hit me with it. And one day Vince just says, how's the Big Show going today? How's the Big Show today? And Big Show was like, oh no. Because that's exactly what he told The Undertaker, right? How's The Undertaker? And Mark Calloway was like, who the fuck is The Undertaker? Big Show was like, I'm good, but who's the Big Show? And he knew right away that he just became the Big Show. And he was like, please, I hope that is not my wrestling name. That's what Big Show said in this interview. I hope that is not my wrestling name. I bring that up, guys, because it's a little bit of comedy. But there's also a very serious point to this story. He knew that was not good for his wrestling career, right? That's why he said, oh, please tell me I'm not the Big Show. Please tell me that's not my wrestling name. Guys, BC said the day that I heard that Paul White, the Giant, he used to be called the Giant in WCW. The day that I found out, which was the same day as all of us and Paul, maybe. No, Paul found out a little bit earlier, a couple months, but the day that we all found out, when he came up from that cage in that cage match, who was in there? Austin and who? Kane? Austin McMahon? I think it was St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I don't know. One of those type things. The day that Giant showed up and we found out that he was going to be the Big Show, is the day BC said it, and this is no joke. This was a serious thing, man. I forgot who it was, man. I forgot if it was a friend or I think it was. I was with a couple buddies at that point, and I turned and I said, "Career done, career done," and they were like, "What the fuck? He just debuted," and I'm like, "No, Big Show done. The name, it's all in a fucking name, man. You have to work 10 times as hard and have immaculate, perfect booking for somebody the name of the Big Show to actually work, guys." And I knew that even back then, WWF/E did not have immaculate, perfect booking. And that's what a guy who's called the Big Show was going to need. I looked right at my buddy. I said, "No, that's it. That's it. He's done. We have to call him the Big Show." He has to go around he has to make towns. He has to show up on live TV, cable fucking television at 9-10 p.m. and call himself the Big Show. He was done. It's all in a name, guys. That's why we get pissed off when people get a name change, right? That's right. We don't. If a Walter becomes a Gunther and we kind of rant and rave about it, we kind of get. It's distressing to hear because what the fuck are you doing? How is Gunther more marketable than Walter? Well, time will tell. He doesn't really have merch that's ready to be flying off the shelves, so we all know Gunther is badass. I came around to the name a lot better than Butch. What the fuck are you taking a guy named Pete Dunne and calling him Butch? Now he's just one of the Bushwhackers. An old tag team in WWF called the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch. I'm just waiting for him to do fucking this, right? But slowly over time, he starts to get his fucking identity back, and we can call him fucking P. Dunne one day, right? Why the fuck does LA Knight have to become Max Dupre? What the fuck are you doing, bro? This is why we rant and we rave, because LA Knight and his character and the way he carried himself, his persona, LA Knight, even on the main roster, can be something huge. Max Dupree, the leader of a modeling agency, why would you purposely, and I guess that's the best word I can use, purposely, right? Sabotage your own talent. But that's the way that Vinnie Mac always felt. Like everybody has to be marketed. Sometimes it was a huge hit. I'm not going to say Vince doesn't know how to market. He had some fucking bangers that made him tons of money. But most of those were because the wrestler was able to dig themselves out of a pathetic hole that Vince had put them in. Most of these wrestlers today, they can't dig themselves out of that hole. They're too meek. They're too quiet. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. They don't want to piss off a Vince or a Paul Levesque or a Stephanie McMahon or a Nick Khan or a Brucey or a Johnny. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't want to step on anybody's toes. It wasn't like it was back in the day. They would do that shit. They would battle Vince a little bit. These days, it's do as you're told and move along, son. Everything starts with that name, that first impression. So it was funny hearing Big Show go, "Please, I hope that's not my name," when he found that out. We all said that, dude. We all fucking said that. And that carried him with him. And BC was right, by the way. Never. Big Show, unfortunately, with that fucking size and what he could do, actually, in his prime. He could actually fucking go. You guys have no idea. He'll just be remembered as the guy who fucking wore diapers on live Monday Night Raw television. I mean, the Big Show was a big flop in WWE, and that's fucking sad because he had all the promise in the world. And when Vince got him, he was a huge free agent. He was literally the Giant. I think that's everything I'm going to recap now, guys. Because again, this video, the purpose of it was just to save you guys from the live stream earlier if you didn't catch it. There was a lot of issues. I'm keeping it up on the channel if you do want to check it out. A lot of it was clear. We just had to cut the mic on some occasions. Most of it was clear. I may be making it sound more dramatically bad than it was, but you guys shouldn't have to put up with poor audio like that. Visually, that's one thing. Audio, that's another. But I did leave it on the channel if you want to check it out. But I wanted to clean it up for those that did catch it, and for those that didn't catch it, here you go. So there's that. I want to end this by saying thank you to all my super chatters earlier because there was audio issues. I want to make sure there's no mistaken that I'm showing you guys that love and respect right the fuck back. And I want to start with the super thankers from the last video, Elimination Chamber, the mini review that I did out in the world, audio format. That was Kevin MD, Sam Byers, Osea Weidman, Dante Jaron 23, Ashley Steggles, JR9 Gaming, and Anis Sarwar a couple of videos ago. Those are super thanks. That little new button down below. And you guys have your comments like light up when you do a super thanks, so that's how it's easy for BC to catch it. So I want to thank the thankers in that video, man. You guys went above and beyond throwing BC a coffee. And then earlier, if I can get this up, we had a fucking huge super chat showing, man. You guys showed up big on BC's return, even though there was issues. You guys said, fuck it, we're staying and we're showing that love, BC. Moto was up in here, showing the love over to BC, man, throwing him some coffees. Moto, I appreciate that, dude. Ashley Steggles and Dave Mealy threw fucking banger bombs, man. 50 spots. Dave Mealy and Ashley Steggles, two dudes, tried and true on the channel. And this is not the first time they threw bundles of coffee over to BC. So Ashley Steggles and Dave Mealy, it ain't the first time you heard this, but BC, much love and respect is sending right back to you guys. WWE AEW Marvel fan and Sam Byers. JR9 Gaming, my right hand man. All the Strict Tango, Sheriff Rivers, Carlos, Ray, all throwing coffee over to BC on the earlier stream. Sheriff Rivers, Carlos, Strict Tango, Sam Byers, JR9 Gaming, and WWE AEW Marvel fan, man. I can't say enough. There was more, actually, man. Derek Fleming Jr., Godswilla, William F., Drama King, Harshvadan, Deshaun Sanders, Ray Hunt, Savage 1024 The Punisher, Prime Killer, Lisa Matcher, Unique Butterfly, Damian Copening, Big Nang, Brianna, Chon Cena. You guys fucking throwing BC a coffee and showing the love. The Script Keeper, formerly known as Rev Davey Thompson. Rev Davey, the Script Keeper. Thank you, brother. We had Jody Gilly, huge. I always love seeing Jody up in here. Jody is a big Bray Wyatt fan and also is very close with Bray Wyatt. And it's always good to have another big Bray Wyatt fan, but to have Jody, especially Jody, showing that love on a couple of super chats. Jody, much love, always. You know that. Always good to see you up in here. And there was a couple I didn't even get to, I believe. I'm just seeing right now, man. Ashley Steggles with another 179 said, Sasha, you know what to do. Hit that music, Mama Bear. But because of the issues, we couldn't have Sasha do that. So, Ashley, forgive the issues, man. Ashley, I just saw that now, man. I appreciate that. We're going to have her hit that shit as soon as we get all this rectified, I assure you. And then there was Jimmy Fingers 19 with a 10-19. Jimmy Fingers, I'm just catching this now, dude. Why not Bray win one and Cody win the other and Roman faces Rock with no title? I think Bray needs to target the bloodline immediately for War Games. Bray is the top guy in the company now, not Roman. For faces, I totally, absolutely fucking agree, even though he's going to play a heel as well simultaneously, it looks like. But Jimmy Fingers, I agree. The problem I have, Jimmy Fingers, is what I always say. Bray doesn't need a title, and it's only going to create a problem in the future. Because if he gets a fucking title, there's no way he should realistically be losing it for fucking years. And you know, it's WWE. Whether it's Vince or fucking Triple H, Paul Levesque, it doesn't matter. The dude will probably lose it in 3 fucking months. And if you're not doing it perfectly, literally perfectly, it's going to make Bray look fucking stupid. So that's my problem with that, Jimmy Fingers. If Cody gets one, which I'm down with, by the way, I want to split the belts, split the titles, the championships, and give them to 2 separate individuals. There's no reason one person should hog both the motherfuckers, and it's a big roster with 100 individuals. 2 titles is I'm more than fine with that, guys. A lot of people say, oh, just unify all the titles. This is stupid. No, it actually, I'm okay with 2 world titles. You got 2 fucking brands. You got 2 top guys. I'm okay with it if you do it correctly. The way they're doing it now, this is stupid. You're just carrying around 2 fucking titles. Are they separate or is it just fucking unified? Let's cut the shit. Let's make it 1 then. But if you're going to keep 2, split them up. Cody definitely has to get one. That's for sure. I think the world of wrestling knows that. Do you give it to Bray or really Jimmy Fingers? Maybe. I'm not saying The Rock needs it, and I'm definitely okay with The Rock versus Roman without a title. I mean, there's more than enough storyline there. I just don't know how you give the title to Bray and take it off of him just as perfectly. I'm not sold on that unless Jimmy Fingers 19, you can come up with a great idea. I'm listening, bro. Anybody. If you got a great idea, I'm listening because I'm a Bray Wyatt fucking fan, bro. This is a pro Bray channel, and you damn well better bet that Bray winning the title would get a fucking mark out from BC. I just don't think he needs it, and I don't know how you take it off of him, and I don't trust WWF to do that. Jimmy Fingers 19 and Ashley Steggles. All apologies for missing that on the live stream. I did get it. Good thing I just went over that shit. So I did want to give an extra shout out, man. Bonus shout out to all my super chatters and my super thankers. You guys help make this channel what it is by going next fucking level above and beyond. More than just smashing the up, which is all I ever ask from you guys. But to throw BC a coffee, while it's never needed and I'll never ask for it for sure, it's always appreciated because it's so fucking cool. I mean, when I was gone for that 10 days and I would see fucking coffee being thrown my way, man, super thanks is because it takes it lights it up. It lights up the fucking name and it stays in a separate section. And when I saw coffee being thrown into BC while I was out in the world and the channel was kind of on a hiatus, I was just like, damn, I got the best motherfuckers on the planet. The BC subs, the amplified unit, literally second to none. And that's why I felt I needed to clean up that live stream and give you guys this fucking content. So if you did watch the live stream and you watched all of this, you heard a lot of the same shit, but hopefully I kept it fresh as well. And I thank you guys so much. If you didn't catch the live stream, you saw the audio issues, and you came over and got this complete clean version, you guys are much appreciated as always as well. All right, I kept up enough of your time, an hour and a half earlier, over 45 minutes now. This is where BC hits the fucking bricks, gets ready for my New York Yankee game. The fucking Monday Night Raw is coming up. And a big Tuesday night with NXT and AEW going head to fucking head. Top guy, and I'm out. To my entire amplified unit, much love and respect. Till next time, check you.